Today on an all-new Dr. Phil.
We're driving drunk.
It only took 6 seconds to go from laughter to dead silence.
Desaline was the only survivor of a crash that killed both friends.
She still wants to party. She still wants to drink.
Do you have a death wish? Have you gotten in cars since then with drivers who are drinking?
Yes, I have.
I want to show you something. This is a video of what appears to be a normal night out. Friends having a good time, dancing and partying. The problem is they're teenagers. They're drunk and about to get in a car. 3,000 pounds of metal careening down the road. What's different about this story is that every second of what you're about to see is captured on tape.
We're driving drunk. We got tonight. We know where we go. Yes.
My friend just crashed. Take University Boulevard. This thing's not moving.
We need emergency right now. There's people trapped in the car. There's 3 people in there?
Yes, all 3 of my son, my sister-in-law, Dad, nobody's moving. She's not moving. She looks dead. Oh my God, oh my God, my God's away. Oh my God, she looks dead. Oh my God, she looks dead.
Hey, stop this! We're going to get you out in a minute, okay? Dead. We don't need that right now.
A horrific late-night crash. 2 young women are dead and another is in the hospital.
Friends say that these women were coming home from a party. Their vehicle went off the road, it hit the fence, and then it hit this brick embankment.
During the crash, they hit the brick so hard, the SUV crumbled. Parts flew into the tree and even the power lines.
Everyone is devastated.
Tamara Johnson was just 19. Police say she was sitting in the back seat. The driver, Janice Richards, was 22. Both died at the scene. The only survivor is 18-year-old Desaline James. They crashed just a mile and a half from Desaline's house.
Well, the only survivor of that horrific car crash is that young woman, Desaline, whose life will never be the same.
On December 29th, there was this new club that opened. So we decided after work that we were gonna go out to the club. I was with 2 of my friends, one of them being my roommate and my best friend, and another girl who was her coworker. My dad got me a new video camera. I recorded everything. I remember dancing, having fun.
Please go to your car and drive home safe.
I remember we were driving home. We're driving drunk. We got tonight. We know where we go. Yes. When I woke up in the car after the accident, I called Tamara's name 3 times. I remember her not answering me, but I was stuck. I didn't know what was going on. Like, I knew trouble, but I didn't know death. I remember them covering my face, and I remember the fireman lifting me out the car after they cut the door open. And I remember him lifting me onto the stretcher. When I went to the hospital, that's when they were like, you were in a serious car accident. The police came into the room. I was like, where's Tamara? And he was like, wait, nobody told you yet? They're dead. I just broke down. I was in the hospital for 5 days. My left hip was injured. I couldn't walk. I suffered from short-term memory loss. And when I got out, I was in a wheelchair. A lot of times when I would go to sleep, I would have nightmares. It's now going on 2 years. I do have some nights where I stay up and I think about them. I think about what happened. The one thing about the accident that I can't get out of my mind is seeing my friend's dead body. Seeing my friend take her last breath.
Well, even though she was discharged from the hospital after 5 days and began the road to physical recovery, she says her emotional scars are still raw and far from healed.
After the accident, I kind of had survivor's guilt, knowing that my best friend died. Tamara deserved the life more than me. What was really unfair about that night was I felt like she didn't deserve to die because she wasn't a drinker, she didn't drink, and her life was taken. The hardest part about moving on after I got out of the hospital was going back to an empty house, having to pack her stuff up. I would go there to cry. I would go to her grave to talk to her. She was my friend that I spent like 99% of my time with.
Well, Desalina, I'm glad to meet you, but I'm sorry for the circumstances under which we're doing it. And I'm sorry for your loss. You lost two very good friends. Who was it on the tape that says, "We're driving drunk tonight"?
Me.
What was the exact quote?
If we die tonight, we know where we're going.
How do you feel about hearing yourself say that now, after the fact?
Well, at first I felt guilty because I kind of felt like I jinxed us in a way.
How were you able to get in the club and buy alcohol underage?
It was easy, you know. At the time, it was really easy. You just pay at the door and you go in.
This is a video snapshot of the last moment your best friend was alive. Now, this was taken in the car, and she's happy and alive, and y'all are having a really good time.
Yes.
Did you make mistakes that night?
Yes, I did. No.
What was wrong? What did you do wrong?
I got into the car knowing that Janice was drunk. I got into the car. I drank. That was wrong.
Well, it's interesting that you start your explanation there. I have one goal here, and that's to help you get better. But to do that, I have to know where we're starting. And I said, what did you do wrong that night? And you said, well, got into the car knowing the driver was drinking. You didn't say going to a club underage. You didn't say getting drunk and impairing my own judgment. You didn't have any problem with any of that. It was just getting in the car. Was there a reason that you didn't mention that you, A, shouldn't have been there to begin with, B, were committing a crime, drinking underage? Do those things matter to you at all? Do you think about it that way?
No, I don't see it that way. Yeah. I don't see nothing wrong with going to the club. Maybe drinking underage, I see something wrong with that. But I just went out to have fun.
It was breaking the law to do what the two of you that were underage were doing. How old was the driver?
22.
And your friend was 19. And she wasn't drinking at all. Why not?
She's not a drinker. She doesn't like alcohol.
She looked like she was sure having fun.
Yes.
How about you? Can you have fun without drinking?
I can try.
But do you generally, or do you feel like you need to be drinking to party?
I mean, I've never had fun sober.
Really?
Yeah.
You've never had fun sober. Why do you think that is?
Because when you're a little tipsy, you have more fun.
That's shocking to me to hear you say. And I haven't had a drink in probably 40 plus years, and I have a hell of a good time. So I know it's possible to do that. But this happened 2 years ago, and you said your mistake was getting in the car with a drunk driver. Have you gotten in cars since then with drivers who are drinking?
Yes, I have.
Wow. How do you explain that?
I can't explain it. I was more cautious. I made sure that they were driving straight, I guess.
Straight?
I spoke to them. I was like, you know what happened to me in the past, and they assured me that they were fine.
Well, Desaline says her life took another unexpected turn after she contacted the local news in an effort to help other teens. Take a look at this.
One day, I was watching the news. I remember Andrea McCarran popped up on our TV.
Andrea joins us live to show us a place teenagers have allegedly been buying alcohol for years.
It is illegal to sell under 21.
No ID, no stay.
I remember emailing Andrea, and I was like, I would like to share something with you. I would like to help.
Even though she's just 18, Desaline said it was no problem getting alcohol.
Maybe I'm here to save somebody else. The rules and the limitations on going into the club, they weren't so strict on alcohol, but after they were.
You're about to see and hear 2 young people die. 3 exuberant young women hurtled from sheer joy to this in just 6 seconds.
Most people were upset about the fact that the video went viral and felt like I should have respected my best friend and my friend's death. My intentions were not to impact the family any worse than they were already impacted by it.
We agonized over whether to show it, but the young woman behind the video camera urged us to do so. She hopes, as we do, that it will save someone's life.
Okay. Now, how do you think you're doing adjusting to this?
Well, at first, when the accident first happened, I was like, okay, well, maybe if I like help other people, then I would like get over it. But then after I did that, like nothing changed. I didn't like feel better about myself. I still had survivor's guilt. So I just stopped doing that for a while, and I just went into this phase where I went back drinking. Like, it was my I didn't care phase. I didn't care about life.
I understand. But you're angry. But you say you're not angry about the accident. Were you angry before the accident?
I think I'm angry at God or like whoever caused the accident.
Now, there were 2 people who saw that news piece that we just had a look at who have major concerns for Desaline's life. Now, they're here. I'm going to add them to this conversation when we come back.
I am concerned that Desaline is on a self-destructive path.
She likes to party, going off, drinking for days at a time.
Desaline has a problem with anger.
She wants to kill whoever made her upset.
If Desaline does not change her path, she could lose her life.
And later, I'm not ignorant.
No, you're not being ignorant. You're just irritating.
And I am listening to you. I'm here to help you.
When the accident first happened, I just started living reckless because I was just angry. I blamed everybody except for me and my 2 friends. I admit that sometimes I do have fits of rage and anger. I become a different person. When I get angry, I'm gonna hit you. I'm gonna fight you. I'm not pulling your hair. I'm not slapping you. We're gonna fight like men. When I have a fit of rage, I black out and I'm out for blood. You see the devil in me.
Well, that was Desaline, the sole survivor of a drunk-driving car accident that killed her 2 friends 2 years ago. It only took 6 seconds to go from laughter to dead silence. Now, since the accident, Desaline says things have gone from bad to worse. Then, strangers stepped up. They offered to help.
We heard Desaline's story on the news.
Desaline was just 18, videotaping a night of partying from the front passenger seat of a friend's car, when the life she had known was shattered in a matter of seconds.
I'm still in denial.
Desaline was the only survivor of a breathtaking crash that killed both friends.
What struck me the most about her story was that At such a young age, she had lost her friends in a car accident that could be best described as horrific.
Where I'm at now, it would have been better if I had died.
That was Desaline less than 5 months ago, when her life had taken another devastating turn. Her mother threw her out of the house when she learned Desaline was pregnant.
Everybody turned their backs on me. My life has gone completely downhill.
When I heard Desaline was homeless and pregnant, I knew we had to help her.
Brenda contacted the reporter, and we changed the guest room into her bedroom, and here we are. I am concerned that Desaline is on a self-destructive path.
She likes to party, going off, drinking for days at a time.
Desaline's lifestyle includes what she calls the trap life, where you party, you drink, you smoke, and it's all about going 100 miles an hour all the time.
Most of the time when she goes out and she comes back, she's high.
Desaline has a problem with anger.
When Desaline's raging, she wants to kill whoever made her upset.
She will say things like, I will have you and your whole family killed, I'll walk over someone's grave.
Most recently, Desaline was in a fight at work with another young lady in the parking lot. The police were called.
I told Desaline that if she gets arrested, I'm not bailing her out.
Stop calling my phone or I'm gonna cuss y'all out. Bye.
With Desaline's anger problems, I've been concerned that she would hurt someone in the house.
If Desaline does not change her path, she could lose custody of her son, she could lose her life. Desaline is saying that she wants success, but I don't think she knows how to get there.
Well, Brenda, Michael, I'm glad to meet the two of you, and God bless you for stepping up in this young girl's life. What moved you to do that?
Every time I see that video, I kind of cry, you know? And I made a comment to my family when it first aired, and then my wife said that she would follow up, and she got in contact with the correspondent, and everything moved from there.
Are y'all glad that you've come to know her and that you've taken her in?
Yes.
Absolutely.
How do you feel about the fact that they stepped up and took you in?
I'm okay with it. I'm glad.
You're okay with it?
I'm happy.
You're still not drinking age, but do you feel like you drink too much?
I drank, but I don't drink. I don't think I drink too much. I might drink too much the time when I'm drinking, but not every day.
You said it helps you numb the pain.
Yes.
How many seconds do you think it took for your friends to die?
Well, 6.
And you feel guilty that you're still here?
Yes, sometimes I do.
Do you have a death wish?
No, I don't.
Because you seem to be behaving in a reckless fashion to me. And one of the things I know about people that are reckless is they're not just daredevils. There's a segment of that group that just doesn't really care. It's just kind of like, I probably don't deserve to be here anyway. I mean, I probably shouldn't have survived, so, you know, what the hell? Do you have an attitude about that?
Sometimes I do.
And what is it? What is that attitude? What do you say to yourself sometimes?
I don't care.
About?
Anything.
Yeah.
Including whether you live or die?
Maybe, yeah.
Do you think she has a death wish?
I wonder.
How about you, Brenda?
No, I don't think so.
I hope not.
Yeah.
I hope not. I made some notes because I wanted to see if this was right. Would you agree that you're still out there partying?
Yes.
And you say there's nothing wrong with that, it's just girls having fun, right?
Yes.
But you're a mother now.
Yes.
You'll leave the baby with these people sometimes for 2 or 3 days and go stay with your sister and y'all party, right?
Yes.
Is that true?
Yes.
Is that reasonable to you?
Yes.
That's reasonable to you. And how old's your baby?
6 months.
6-month-old baby. All right, well, let's take a break. We're going to meet Desaline's twin, who says she was supposed to go out that fatal night, but she didn't. We'll hear why she changed her mind when we come back.
When Desaline is hanging out with her sister, that usually means that there's alcohol involved.
When I get around my twin sister, I will drink more than I should.
Sometimes I expect to get a call saying that she's locked up.
And later, was she responding to something that she thought you had done or not done?
I don't care what she thinks. Just don't call me a bad mom because I'm a good
Well, you obviously
mom.
do care what she thinks because you were going to put your baby in the back seat and go whip her ass.
When I drink a lot. I don't know how to stop. I get to forget some of my responsibilities. I don't have to do my homework. I don't have to wake up in the night and, change diapers. Sometimes I don't remember everything that happens when I drink. I go to sleep and wake up with a mean hangover.
We're talking Desaline, the sole survivor of a teen drunk driving accident that claimed the lives of her two friends. Now, she's been trying to live in the present, but even her twin sister says that she just hasn't been able to let go of the past. Take a look at this.
Desaline calls me when she wants to go out and have fun.
When I am around my sister, I feel like she encourages me to drink and party.
Desaline is a bit like Peter Pan. She doesn't want to grow up. When Desaline is hanging out with her sister, she likes to, as she says, turn it up, and that usually means that there's alcohol involved or some kind of substance.
When I get around my twin sister, I will drink more than I should.
I've been worried when she's out with her sister drinking and partying that something's going to happen. And sometimes I expect to get a call saying that she's locked up.
Desiree, I'm glad you're here.
Thank you.
I've said I have some concerns that emotionally she is damaged by this. She is hurt by this still. What do you think?
Yeah, maybe. I think so. When she gets mad, I guess she just gets, psycho mad.
What are you shaking your head about?
I don't get psycho mad. Some people contain their anger, and then they have to battle it within themselves. I let it out so I don't have nothing to battle when I go to sleep at night.
What are we likely to see when you get upset?
Well, I talk to myself first. I tell myself, is this person really serious? Do they know who they're messing with?
Have you bloodied her nose before?
Yes, I did.
You bloodied my lip, not my nose.
Your lip. Now, when you get mad, you say you kind of black out?
Yes, sometimes.
You just have blank, you don't know what all happened in there.
I know what I'm doing, but it's just, I can't control my anger. I have to get you.
Do you get so mad that you have said, I will kill you and your whole family?
Yes. I'm not violent. I'm actually a very sweet person. You have to bring me out of character and take me to that point where I'm going to put hands on you for me to tell you that stuff.
Okay, and what gets you there? What kind of things get you there?
People being ignorant, you're not listening to me, you talking over me, you threatening me, not giving me, sometimes, not giving me what I want, and basically, irritating me.
How am I doing?
You're getting up there.
I'm climbing the ladder?
Yes.
I know I've passed irritating.
Yeah.
I'm irritating you.
Very much so.
Twin, that's not nice.
You what?
She said that's not nice.
But I'm not ignorant.
No, you're not being ignorant. You're just irritating.
And I am listening to you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here to help you. I'm not trying to disrespect you. I'm not trying to be critical of you. I think you made some serious mistakes that night, and you admit some of them, and I mentioned the others. But I also think that you were a victim as well. All right, let's take a break. Next, Desaline claims to love being a mom, yet she also says her 6-month-old annoys her too. When he cries, and she admits to almost throwing her baby across her car in anger. I said almost. She didn't do it. Was what happened something that caused her to have an extra steep hill to climb in being able to connect as a mother? We'll be right back.
Desaline has little patience and tolerance for Jada.
She still wants to party. She still wants to drink. Jaden stays here. She goes out and does what she wants to do, and then she comes back.
Desaline had told me in the past that she never wanted kids.
When Desaline said that, I was a bit shocked, but the reality is she has a child. She is a mother.
I never wanted kids. Since I'm a new mom, one of the hardest things for me is when he's crying. I've changed him, I've burped him, I've fed him. Like, nothing is working. It annoys me. I lose all hope. I don't know what to do. It gets me angry.
Desaline has little patience and tolerance for Jaden. There's been times when she's put him out of her room and just left him in the hall because he was crying.
My biggest fear, if I don't change my rage, anger, and drinking, is that I'm gonna end up losing my son.
I'm curious, you say that your fear is that if you don't get, like, your rage and maybe your drinking and partying under control, that you could lose your son.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think that?
Because maybe I can get angry and hurt him, but I would never do that.
But do you think about it sometimes?
Yeah.
You think about hurting. What do you think about?
I think about maybe if I get too angry. Well, I never get angry at my son. First of all, I never get angry at my child. Only reason I almost threw him, I didn't throw him, like somebody was irritating me. I wanted to put him in the car seat. The car seat was on the other side of the car. So I like put him in the car seat and I was gonna get that person.
What had that person done, by the way?
She called me a bad mom.
Why did she do that?
Wow.
Because she talked too much.
I mean, was she responding to something that she thought you had done or not done?
I don't care what she thinks. Just don't call me a bad mom because I'm a good mom.
Well, you obviously do care what she thinks because you were going to put your baby in the back seat and go whip her ass. Yeah. So you do care, obviously, what people
I
think.
care about like the fact that she had all the nerves in the world to come call me a bad mom. That's what I care about. I don't care about her actually deep thinking and thinking, oh, Desaline is a bad mom. I don't care about that. The fact that you had enough nerves to come say it to me, you deserve an ass whooping. So she was gonna get it.
Right there with your baby there?
No, he was gonna be in the car seat.
Oh, you were gonna put him in the car seat and then you were gonna have a fight beside the car?
Come back, right?
No, inside the car.
Oh, inside the car?
Yeah.
Why didn't the fight happen?
Because of Mike.
Yeah. You got fired from a job, right?
Yeah.
Why did you get fired?
Because I fought my coworker.
Am I right in understanding she was 16?
Maybe. I don't know how old she was.
Do you know what happens if that happens? I mean, do you understand
Yeah,
assault and battery on a minor?
Yes, it was explained to me.
And jail? And baby. So we got baby, I can whip this girl, go to jail. Where's the baby then?
I wasn't thinking about that at the time.
You don't think you party too much?
I'm 20 years old.
Oh, you just wanted to remind me that you're not legally drinking age yet? Thank you. We've talked to these folks about behaviors that are questionable in terms of your parenting. I made a list, and I'll tell you what it is, because you can't change what you don't acknowledge. Wow. They observe that you're on the phone or FaceTime, and that's a top priority versus your child.
I disagree.
Okay? That you get annoyed when the baby cries.
I disagree.
That you have others at home that hold and care for the baby.
All right, I can do it by myself.
September 13th, you fight with this underage employee at work. You get fired from your job. You get your last paycheck, and you give it to your sister for rent. And they say on average of about twice a month, you go to Desarine's to party for 3 to 5 days while they babysit.
It's not 3 to 5 days. It's just like from Friday to Sunday.
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday?
Yeah.
That's 3 to 5. You don't think you party too much?
I only go out like once or twice a month. I'm 20 years old.
You just wanted to remind me that you're not legally drinking age yet? Thank you. Thank you for bringing that up. But look, here's my concern. I think that what happened to you in that car crash was the result of irresponsible and reckless behavior on everyone's part. I think it was reckless for them to serve you in that club. I think it was reckless for them to let you leave and get in a car and take off when somebody was drunk. I think your attitude was reckless and cavalier and saying, boy, if we get killed tonight, we know where we're going. I think it was reckless to be doing 94 miles an hour in a 40-mile-an-hour zone and hit a brick wall and kill 2 people. So what I look at is, did you learn from that?
Yes,
because after the fact, I see here's her behavior before this event happened. Here's her behavior after this event happened. I see some things going on with you that I think you are suffering from PTSD. I haven't evaluated you fully. I haven't done all the right tests. I haven't scanned your brain, done psychometrics. But based on what I'm seeing, that would be on my short list of considerations. I think that you are out there venting anger in a violent way, and you don't have the right to do that when you have a child at home. That's just what I'm telling you. And next, we return to the crash site with the affiliate reporter who covered this story. We're going to talk about what I mean when I say PTSD and from where it emanates. We'll be right back.
The car came barreling up on the sidewalk. You could see tire treads on the grass here, catapulted up onto this brick wall. The crash was so violent that it actually flung parts of the vehicle into the air, and all the time, Dessalines was rolling videotape. They were traveling, according to police, at speeds of 94 miles per hour. This is a 40-mile-per-hour zone. They came around that bend, and it was clear the driver lost control. The car came barreling up on the sidewalk. You could see tire treads on the grass here, catapulted up onto this brick wall. The crash was so violent that it actually flung parts of the vehicle into the air, and all the time, Dessalines was rolling videotape. And what was particularly chilling is the tape continued to roll, even after the death of her 2 friends. Has anyone ever seen videotape of a drunk driving crash in progress that leaves 2 young people with promising lives dead? After Dessalines survived something so traumatic, I don't think it's all that surprising that she ended up pregnant, that she was tossed out of the house, that she continued to drink, because frankly, she never got the help that she desperately needs. And I believe Dr. Phil can give Dessalines the help she needs.
Well, we're very fortunate today because joining us from the audience is that reporter that you just saw, news reporter Andrea McCarran. Andrea, you didn't just report this as another story on the news. You created a cautionary tale here. You created a story within the story that changes people's lives when they watch it.
Dessalines and I spoke. I took her with me on speaking engagements. We spoke to young people. She was brave enough to share that horrific video so other young people wouldn't have to live it.
You know, you said that afterwards, and you said at the very top of the show that you did this and things didn't change for you. The pain didn't ease, things didn't change for you. And I want you to know why I think that's the case. And when I say that on the short list of diagnostic considerations that I would have would be PTSD, which is post-traumatic stress disorder, the symptoms of that are dreams and nightmares, intrusive recollections, reliving the trauma as illusions or kind of like hallucinations or dissociative flashbacks, intense psychological distress at exposure to certain cues, psychological reaction to cues, avoiding thoughts, feelings, or conversations, avoiding activities, places, or people, feeling of detachment, irritable or aggressive behavior. Joining us now is Dr. Frank Lawless. He's the president of our advisory council, and he is the author of the PTSD Breakthrough, the revolutionary science-based Compass Reset program. Frank, you and I have talked about this, and you believe that she may well be suffering from PTSD, correct?
Absolutely. She meets most of the symptomatology, and especially with regard to the kind of brain dynamics that are common with PTSD. I think she clearly is part of that picture.
Yeah, and in your defense, and I think you need one, with regard to some of the choices you're making, some of this is involuntary on your part, I believe. And I'll tell you guys why. This is the human brain, okay? And there is a part of the brain that's called the amygdala. And it is very important because it's kind of a recording device. And I'm gonna let Dr. Lawless talk us through this and show us what it is. All right, Frank, go ahead.
Okay, the amygdala is kind of like, as you said, more of a recording of the emotional component of memory. So if you have a memory and the amygdala doesn't record anything, then it basically just becomes a memory. But in certain kind of traumatic situations, it records that permanently until you can dissolve it and resolve it.
And so that trauma can be relived and relived and relived, both consciously and unconsciously, which can leave you emotionally distraught until something happens. And there are ways to deal with this, Dr. Lawless, correct?
Absolutely.
And nurturing and healing the brain. And a couple of examples of what you do are changes in nutrition and hyperbaric chamber. The second thing that's important is cleansing the brain of toxins and poisons. And you have to make reconnections and take control of the disoriented brain. And this is done with biofeedback. Do you get that there's brain involvement here that might be causing you to experience rage and make certain decisions that you might not otherwise be making? And you need help with all of this.
Yeah.
And do you think you do?
I think I need a little help.
A little help?
Yes. Because
okay.
I don't, like, I'm not crazy.
Nobody's saying that.
I'm a great mom.
Crazy wasn't on that list that I just went over.
I'm a absolutely awesome mom. And only thing I need help with is, like, anger and like forgetting that night, and then that's what's on my list.
What's on your list is get rid of the anger and not let that night keep coming back to haunt you.
Yes.
You really want to be free of that, right?
Yes.
All right. People have been tweeting throughout the show, and one of our viewers, Dana Bardson, tweeted, "You survived the crash for a reason. You're not only responsible for your son's life, you need to live for those other girls as well." And we're going to flip Dana from Twitter up to Polly. Hi, tell me what you mean by what you were just saying to Desaline on your tweet.
Having been through trauma myself at 17, I know it's hard to get through, and I know that there's a difference between just surviving and then moving on to then live your life. And I don't think that you're living your life when you're medicating yourself with alcohol and substances
You're exactly right. I mean, that's what I'm saying, and I appreciate you adding to it because you do relate to her. You've been through a terrible, terrible ordeal, and you need help to get back to being who you are. And I want to offer you that help. You know, not here, but back home. I want to arrange for you to have the treatments that we discussed here. And I think as you look at these things, as some of this fog clears in your brain, I think you will look at these things and go, wow, I can do a better job here. And I think you have a problem with rage, which you agree. I think you have a problem with alcohol, which I don't think you agree with. I think you just think you party sometimes. And if you need help with that, I will help you with that as well. You need help. I think you deserve help. Absolutely. I know your son deserves for you to get the help, and I'm offering it to you if you will take it.
Yes.
Will you take it? Deal? Okay, seriously. All right, I'd like to thank all of my guests today and all of the viewers that live tweeted. A special thanks to Dr. Frank Lawless. For more information on his book, PTSD Breakthrough, log on to drphil.com. And a special, special thanks to Andrea McCarran from our Washington, D.C. affiliate, WUSA. Thank you so much. Appreciate it so much. Thank you so much.